What's up, my loves and fellow innate creatives? I am here today to go ahead and show you all what it looks like to do your homework prior to the Innate Academy class. I feel like it's important to release these videos before I release the link for the class so that we all have a clear understanding of what is expected of you to do prior to entering the class tomorrow at 8 p.m. So let's go ahead and show you step by step what you'll need to do. I do have a checklist, and this checklist will be available for you to download. And I'm going to go ahead and show it on the screen here. So this entire thing is a checklist. You need to make sure that all of these things are checked off before we start class. And you want to log into class 10 minutes early just to make sure that you're there in the waiting room, because we will start promptly at 8 o'clock. If the class starts at 8 o'clock, we're going to start at 8 o'clock. So at that point in time, we will not be doing any type of homework help. However, I'm going to show you how to do everything for free. I'm going to make these videos for you to understand how to do each of these steps. If you still have trouble with this and you want to enter the homework help session, it is a $20 fee, and you can sign up for that session, and that way you can see other people being helped. You'll be helped during that session. You can share your screen, and then I can help you troubleshoot, but it is only a window of 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, so we'll have that session. We start our official session at 8. That gives me a little bit of time to take a break between the help session and the actual session. So that session is available at this link. You won't just find the homework help advertised anywhere else. The homework help is only going to be by this link. Okay, it will have its own Zoom session, and you will get that Zoom session link whenever you purchase that homework help. So my priority is to do this for free for you all so that you don't have to pay anything outside of the course. So please do your best to attempt to do each of these things all on your own. I will provide guided videos for you. Okay. If you do still have a problem and you need help, then don't be afraid to purchase that help, and you can join that session, and I will be able to see your screen and help you prior to the course. We will not be able to stop the course in order to troubleshoot. So I'm just putting that out there. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do for this setup is we're going to go ahead and create a folder called Innate Academy on your desktop. Okay, so that will be the first thing that we can check off, the easiest thing we can check off. So let's go ahead and start that right now. I'm going to go ahead and go to my desktop. I'm going to close out my windows here. I'm on my desktop. Right now I can right click, I can go to new and folder. So I'm doing that right now. It's going to automatically prompt me to name the folder. I'm going to name the folder just like the homework says, Innate Academy. Okay. That folder is now on my desktop. So if I have to help you during our live session, then I know precisely where all of your folders, all of your files in your folder should be. Okay, now once we're done with the session, you can feel free to move it somewhere else, but we have to have a way of quickly accessing this information, and it has to be uniform between all of you. Okay, so when I say in the session, access or open your Innate Academy folder, you should all know to go to your desktop and open that Innate Academy folder. Right now, it should be blank. Okay, now let's go on to the next step of the checklist. You must have dual screen set up. Now I am going to put a tutorial here to show you how to set those screens up. So once you download these instructions, you will have that link available to you, okay? And even if you're not to the point where you're just considering whether you're going to purchase the course, I will have those links available so you can see before you even purchase the course what you are required to do, so nobody can say, hey, I didn't know I had to do this. It's going to be all laid out for you for the free ski. Okay, so that's what's going on next. I'll have that video set up. This is going to be a series of videos. The next step is you must download the class files. Okay, you have to do this before class starts. I'm saying have it done by 5 p.m. because if by 5 p.m. you run into any issues with any of the things on this list, you can always hurry up and purchase the help session link and get in on that help session. If you do not purchase that help session link, or you don't have your homework together before the course starts, then you're going to be forced to have to watch the course afterwards instead of being able to partake in the live interactive course, which is a really, really helpful feature. Okay, I can record videos all day, but this is your one opportunity to get me to see your screen without having to do a live one-on-one session. Okay, so let me show you what's required for the next part. We're going to download the class files. Now first, I'm going to have to purchase it. So right now, you can go to any one of these tabs. I'll probably have it on 10-minute templates and shop and any of the other tabs. But right now, this one says do not buy because this is my test one, okay? But I'm just showing you the process of purchasing the course. The course is $60. It's a 3-hour-long course, okay? So we're going to go ahead and add that to our cart and check out. Well, you'll notice that you can't check out for most of these unless you're signed in. So I'm going to go ahead and try to check out. And of course, it's prompting me to log in. If you don't get that prompt, it's probably because you have like a pop-up blocker disabled. So if you don't get that prompt, go ahead and hit sign into your account. You're going to need to sign in to download your files, or to purchase and to download your files anyhow. So I'm signing in. I'll go ahead and check out via PayPal. Now I'm going to remove my screen just so that in case anything sensitive pops up, I'm actually going to purchase my own course here just to make sure that everything works for you. And you can choose, I'll show you the options here because people get confused sometimes too. You don't have to use a PayPal account. And you don't even have to log into PayPal. You can use one of these down here if you want to pay with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover. You can click one of those links, and it goes through the PayPal payment processing, but it's not essentially a PayPal account. So some of you say, oh, I don't have a PayPal account. That's perfectly fine. Choose one of these options of the payment plan. I'm going to go ahead and do mine probably with the PayPal because it's quicker for me. And like I said, I'm just removing this off the screen just so that I don't have any issues here. Now I'm going through the steps of logging in to my PayPal and purchasing, but if you're doing the credit card, then you can put in your credit card details. Okay. Now this is what it should look like when you're done purchasing. Okay. It'll tell you your order number. Don't wait for an email. Okay. This is going to be the best way to always access your downloadable files, is to actually go through your account. Okay. So I'm still signed in, but I'm going to pretend like you purchased this because you're at work right now. You want to go ahead and purchase the course so that you don't miss out, because it is first come, first serve. And then that way, maybe you want to come home later and download your files on the computer that you're going to be working on, which is what I recommend. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sign out so that it looks like you did this at work during the day, or maybe on your phone, and then when you come home you want to be able to download your files. So the next step is that I'm going to automatically, when I go to the website, I'm going to sign in again because I want to access my files that I purchased. Okay, so while that's logging in there, we'll give it a moment. Of course, there's nothing in the shopping cart. That's completely fine. We want to go up here to my account at the top. So I'm going to click on my account. All right, and then what I'm looking for is on the left-hand side, it says my downloadable products. And here we will find the links for anything I've ever purchased, right? So these are the test files here. Yours will not say do not buy, of course, or test. So it's going to give you a certain number of downloads so that this is nothing to be shared. This is intentful. You have to make sure that you get what you need to get within these 3 downloads, because after those 3 downloads, your links will expire and you won't have an opportunity to use them. So let's make sure that we're following this course and we're following the rules to make sure that you don't have to purchase another class or another seat because you've used up all your downloads. Okay, So let's go here. The first thing that I would like for you to download is this private Zoom link. It'll probably, for you, it'll say private Zoom link plus the homework checklist, okay? So quite naturally, we're going to click on that link there, and this automatically comes up, okay? So these are the details from the last class, so don't try to type this in. I just didn't want to make the details for the new class available online like I did last time. I mistakenly put it in the video, okay? So basically you're going to see this. It's going to have a checklist at the top. The same checklist that we're looking at right now will be at the top of this. And then when you scroll down, it'll have the Zoom link, okay? So that's going to be the first thing you want to download. Let me head on over back to my browser. So what you want to do is you actually want to download this. I know it opened up, but our objective is to download it. Now, I don't typically use Firefox, but I'm using it here just to show you how to do it in a different browser. And here on Firefox, it has a download button. Let's go ahead and hit that. And it's going to say open with or save file. Some of you have this set to open with. You don't want to do that. You want to hit save file because you want to do as the instructions say and save all of these downloads into your Innate Academy folder. Now, Firefox doesn't care because it just saved it wherever it wanted to. It probably saved it in the downloads folder, okay? So if I go here to the folder, it's going to open up where this folder went. And obviously it saved it to my downloads location. So I'm going to, matter of fact, I think I can show you this. I don't have anything important here. I just want to make sure I didn't have any of my personal files open for you to see, but looks like we're good on that. And even if we did, this is a way to, that if you needed to kind of conceal that, you can make your window smaller. I know that I have, and I'm going to go ahead and unpin this because I'm going to show you how to pin it. So right now on your quick access, you probably see desktop, okay? Now if you want to, oh no, that's a folder that I named desktop. You want to actually go to your desktop. If you see your Innate Academy folder there, which is where it should be, go ahead and pull it to the top of your quick access bar. So then that way, anytime you open your File Explorer, you will see this file, okay? So I'm going to go back for just a moment to show you where we had that download. If that happens, I just created this quick access link. So now I can just drag this straight over into my Innate Academy folder. That's going to be important because sometimes you're going to be downloading backgrounds or downloading images from the internet, downloading fonts, and if every single time it goes to your downloads folder, you want a quick way that you can take it from the downloads folder and bring it over to your Innate Academy folder, okay? So now let's check our work. Let's make sure that when we open this Innate Academy folder, boom, there is my PDF, okay? So we're going to do this for every single thing that's on the checklist. So let's check our checklist now, and let's see. So bam, I can check this one off for downloading that. And for right now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to highlight it, say that it's done, okay? And then the next one is to download the blank all over shirt template. Well, let's just follow directions and do it in order, even if it's not in order on here, because next is my brush pack. But I want to download the all over shirt template. Let's hit download. Now, many of you will say, oh, Shannon, it's not downloading, it's taking forever. Don't wait for this. What this is, it's waiting for you. You have an option here to hit the download button, and then it'll ask you to download anyway. Okay, now once again, it's saving it in that downloads folder, which is perfectly fine because we know how to move it to our Innate Academy folder and follow directions, right? Another thing is some people want to sign in, and sometimes you'll be required to sign in depending on what type of security you have set up on your computer for downloads, okay? So in this case, I didn't even have to sign in. I just had to hit the download button. If you don't see this download button, you may have to sign in. And if it asks me for that sign in, I should be able to do that right there. So see, as soon as I sign in, it gives me this download, okay? Do not do this open with up here. Don't worry about that. Make sure that you're downloading these files directly. So let's go back to where this file is. And if you don't know where it went, again, I'm going to click here. on my downloads, and I'm going to go to show, well, actually, I'll just click on this folder. It will automatically open up the folder where that file is saved. Once again, it saved it to downloads. So I'm just going to pick it up and drag it to my Innate Academy folder. Very simple. Now I can go ahead and close out these other windows because I don't need them, and because I followed directions and I have 2 of them already. So let's go back to our checklist, and we can go ahead and highlight or check off this one. Next one, it says the Thank Me mirror font, and that font is provided to you for free. Don't go buy these things. If I say I'm having a class and I say download these files, I'm telling you that I'm giving you these files. The brush pack is $20. The font is $3. So you're going to get those things for free just by partaking in the course. So let's go ahead and do that. Thank Me mirror font right here. And once we refresh, you'll see these available downloads go down in quantity because I've accessed them once already. So that's why it's important to watch this video, figure out how to download them, because every time you click that link, the computer is, or the internet, the website, I guess, is going to assume that you downloaded it. Again, I see this little loading thing, this black screen. Y'all tell me that you see this all the time, and I understand. So don't go by this. What you want to do is click on the download button. Okay, you don't want to do open with, you want to do save file and hit OK. And as we know from before, it's not going to save it where we want it, so let's access that file. Thank Me repeat mirror font. Let's drag you over to the Innate Academy folder. Okay, that simple. Now we're done with this tab. Let's go ahead and check it off on our checklist. Boom, highlight it, we're done. Now the brush pack is the next thing we need to download. Again, go back to your My Downloadable Products, and we're going to check for the brush pack. Now the brush pack is a larger file. It may take some time to download, so give yourself enough time to do this before class. Let's go ahead and download now. Same thing, like I said, that black screen is going to get you every time if you think that you have to wait on it. I don't really even know why that looks like it's supposed to be a loading screen. Very misleading, but I apologize. I don't run Google. Wish I did, but I don't. Let's go ahead and hit download anyway because it's a large file. You have to have an additional step to tell it to download. And as we can see here, it's downloading. And oh, here's another thing. It tells you the file was moved or missing. That's great because that means we put it where it was supposed to go. This is going to take a little bit of time to download. So we'll give it that time, and I'm not going to close out of any windows when it's downloading. I just leave it alone, let it be. So let's go ahead and while that's downloading, let's check. I'm not going to check off brush pack until it's in my folder. Okay, so put the files in the Innate Academy folder. That is one of the instructions that probably gets overlooked the most. Okay, and the reason why I tell you this, because if you're in the homework session, you should at least have this done. I should not have to tell you how to download these files. So as long as you have them downloaded and in that folder, I can quickly help you out, get you going, and we don't have to spend a lot of time and energy just on setting up for the class. I want your energy for the class to actively participate. It's already going to be a late evening class. I know you all are excited. I don't want you to, overthink it before we even get to the class. Okay, so this is the simple part. All right, so once we're able to check that off, that will be great. So let's go ahead and move on to this next one while it's downloading the brush pack, because in this case, let me make sure. Oh, it's down, it's done. So instead of me skipping to the next step, let me stay on this one. Let's go ahead and find the location here. Now, this is technically a zip file, but I'm still going to place the zip file in my Innate Academy folder because I'm following directions. Okay, so now at this point, you have everything that you're supposed to have from Innate Lab in this folder. I'm going to make a separate video on how to install the brushes, how to install the font, and also going over a couple of other things like how to set up your dual screen, that sort of thing. So this is as far as we need to go for this part of the checklist. So did I download my brush pack? Amen, it's done. Let's move on to the next step. The next step says to download pink script from the font. And I even included the link for you. Now this is a font that is for personal use. You are making your own personal shirts. If you intend to use this for commercial purposes, make sure that you follow that that instruction to purchase the commercial link, okay? But for now, we're just using this to learn how to make your own shirts. So if we want from this file, you'll have the PDF, so you should just be able to click on it. But for here, I have to control click on it. And it's gonna open up in Chrome, and I don't want that. I want to show you everything from Firefox so it doesn't have all my saved stuff on there, because sometimes you have things saved and it looks different, takes you through a different process. Now we're done with the brushes, so I'm going to go ahead and close out of these windows. Okay, I'll do a new tab, and I'm just going to copy and paste that link there, hit enter, and this is exactly what you should see. All right, all you have to do is hit right here, download. Now of course it's downloading where it wants to. That's particularly what we've been dealing with this whole time. So let's do what we know we have to do. Bring it over to the Innate Academy folder. Done. Okay. So let's see what else. And that's one thing we can knock off the list. Let's go ahead and highlight that. Now the next thing it says is to download or put one photo, and one photo only. I don't want y'all to get carried away in the class. The class is to learn the principles and the concepts. I don't want you spending too much time trying to get fancy and do 2 or 3 pictures and make a collage when we're here to learn the core concepts, where if I show you how to bring in one photo and create a really great design, you'll be able to bring in other photos later. And that's actually a part of the contest that we'll do at the end of the class. Okay, so at the end of the class, everybody will post their homework versus their final project. Okay, homework is going to be, hey, what did you end up with at the end of the class? Don't be embarrassed. It just is what it is. And then the final project will be, I'll give you 24 hours and 24 hours only to play with it a little bit more with some of the things that you learned. You can download other things, you can add other elements, and that will be a contest, because whoever's final project gets chosen gets $100 worth of templates. Okay, whoever's classwork was the best gets 1 free template. Okay, so I'll have 2 winners, one for the best classwork and then the other for the overall best project. All right, so one photo only for the classwork. If you want to do other photos later, that'll be part of your project. So please be clear on that, because I find myself having to help people that kind of go off and do a little bit extra on something that we're not on yet, and then that ends up tying up the class. So let's be respectful of each other's time and the fact that we're all here to learn. One photo only, okay? So let's say, for instance, I'm going to pull that photo and place it in my Innate Academy folder. So let me find a photo first. So let's say I'm going to take, my photo of my dad. And I say, okay, well, it doesn't have to be PNG yet. As a matter of fact, what we're going to do in the course is we're going to cut out the background. So don't worry about all that. Just make sure it's a nice photo that you want to do something with, okay? So I'm going to take that photo and I'm going to drag it to my, I'll drag it to my Innate Academy folder. Okay, so now let's check our checklist. Are we ready? We got our one photo, and yes, it was a collage, but the whole point is that we're gonna cut that image out. And as a matter of fact, I would prefer that it not be a collage and be just a standard photo. I'll probably find that photo for myself with the background on it, so I can show you exactly how that goes. So the next thing, now this is a decision here, but I want you to check it off, because you should not be in class trying to decide what your theme is going to be. if and your theme is usually determined by whatever photo you're using. Okay, so in this case, mine might be a remembrance because that's my dad, and he's no longer with us in this physical realm. So I might do a remembrance design. And in actuality, any theme you think of is going to work for this session because we're going to use brushes as accents, we're going to use colors for the background, and we're going to use fonts. So really and truly, I just want you to be prepared as far as thinking of what you want to do with this photo. Is this supposed to be for graduation? Is it for a birthday? Is it for a family reunion or anniversary? Father's Day is coming up. So all of those things, decide on your theme because that will help you whenever you're getting ready to prepare your text. Okay, so I decided my theme. I'm going to check that off. All right, so this is the most essential part of what we have to do right now. These are your pre-class downloads. And then I also did this, so I'm going to check that off. I created my folder and then I downloaded all my class files. So now I can only check this off when I've done all of these steps. And if it helps you to print this out so that you have something that you can physically, some people like to physically write and check things off. That's how my dad taught me. And he used to get so frustrated with me because I would do everything on the computer. And he's like, no, sometimes when you write or you put a physical pen to paper, you have a different experience of memory and, basically are able to execute different than if you just saw it on a computer or you highlighted something. So if you need to do that, by all means, print it out and check these things off so that you know you're prepared for class. All right, so the next step would be setting up the dual screens. And that's just making sure that you have dual screens for this session. What's important for the dual screens is that you can watch me on one screen and that you can perform your work on the other screen. Now, I'm going to make a whole video on the dual screen, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it here, but I'm just letting you know why you need dual screens. And for the most part, you can go to, you can use one of your TVs in the house if it's not mounted. One of your little, maybe like a 20-something inch or a 30-something inch TV that's not too huge to move around, and set it right next to you. Get an HDMI cable and plug it into your laptop or plug it into your desktop. You usually already have a monitor anyhow, and that will be your second screen. Okay, and I'm going to go over in the dual screen setups how you can achieve dual screens with what you probably have around the house. And if you don't have those things around the house, I'm going to tell you exactly what to get. Okay. If you don't have dual screens right now, then you may not want to register for the course. You may want to wait because last time I have a backup where you can watch the video via YouTube, but there is a delay. If you're watching live via YouTube, there's a delay, there's an echo, and it's not necessarily going to be your best performance. And I want your best performance, okay? I want your best attention. I don't want you frustrated. I don't want you to have a delay in what you're hearing and seeing and that throw you off. So dual screens is a requirement now. Okay, it was a suggestion before, it's a requirement now. All right, and then all these steps here where it says install, I am making a separate video for these. So what I will do is I will have each of these links available on your checklist, and you can click on each of those. It'll take you to the videos. I'll also have that available on the product there, and it shouldn't allow anybody else to buy this now. Yep, it went away. Let me see if I can still go to the product though. One more second. So all of these things, if you don't know if you want to purchase the course yet, then I definitely want you to go through the description, and it might not be available anymore. Let me see. I want you to go through the description of the product so you can click on those links, see what you need to have set up, and at the very least, you have everything set up for the next time we have a session if you don't feel like you have everything that you need to participate in this week's session. Yeah, it's not there anymore. Okay, but you'll see in the description is going to have exactly what's in this homework checklist, okay? Because I want to make sure that you know before you purchase anything what you have to have. And these links here, now of course you won't be able to download the Innate Academy resources because you wouldn't have purchased it yet. But you can definitely click on these links for install, and it's going to take you to videos of how to install each of these. All right, so that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and immediately go into what you'll need to do to download each of these. So if you want to just stay tuned to the channel and go ahead and just be ready for these as they come up, then I welcome that. However, if you're watching this later, that's great too, because you'll have time that you can sit down and make sure that you do each of these steps correctly. All right, so for now, I'm going to tell you signing out, and I will see you in just a bit. All right, creatives, looking forward to seeing you in class.